Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I want to show you guys a really funny email that I got because, it seems like every couple of months or whatever I get an email from somebody who they don't like my channel, or maybe they don't like a YouTube video that I uploaded, whatever it may be, right? And these people just kind of make an ass out of themselves in the email, and I think they think they're like hurting my feelings, or they think they're gonna like get me to, I guess, consider whatever it is that they're saying. And they just say some pretty ridiculous shit, right? And every once in a while, we just make a video talking about it. So I don't know if you guys know, but recently I made a video about PETA, which is the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. It is a animal rights organization, if you don't know. Basically, they were mad about a boss fight in the video game God of War Ragnarok, and they were getting really mad that, you could basically kill an animal in the game or whatever, and they were like demanding that there was an option or whatever in the game that would make it to where you didn't have to kill this dog or wolf or whatever, right? Honestly, I think most people can see like, oh, it's not a big deal that you have to kill, especially like a wolf in a video game. That's not a big deal. No one really cares. Like, how could you even possibly be upset or offended by that? But I mean, let's be real. We know the world that we live in, right? People get upset and offended about pretty much anything and everything, right? Like, it's crazy how far it goes with this, right? Because people will just be mad about sometimes the dumbest shit, right? Just the things that you would think matter the least in the world. People find a way to get upset about it and they find a reason to just be mad, and they just hold this hate in their heart for something that just realistically isn't that important. And I feel like this is pretty much the same type of situation going on there, right? So this is coming from a PETA supporter apparently, and I guess I've got this whole PETA supporting family against me now because of a recent statement I made in a video, basically talking about how PETA euthanizes animals and have killed people's pets, and basically just accusing PETA of not supporting animals like they claim that they do, right? Just coming out and just kind of telling the truth, if we're being honest. Like, that's not even a ridiculous statement to make. It's just simply a factual statement. I mean, any amount of research can be done, and you can see that I'm not just making this shit up. I'm not coming on here and just lying about this stuff. The things I say that PETA do are things that PETA have been documented doing. It's not like I'm just pulling this out of my ass and it's coming from nowhere. I'm being pretty legit about it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna read this email, and we're gonna come back here and just kind of talk about it, man, address what they have to say. So before I go any further in the video, I want to remind you, if you haven't yet, to hit the subscribe button here on the channel, turn on all channel notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, leave a like on this video. It would really make my day, also helps with this video in the algorithm. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this email. Hello, my name is Cynthia, and I am a PETA supporter. I've worked closely with animals my entire life, being raised on a farm. My mother has been an animal rights activist since college, and she's raised me to take animal suffering extremely seriously. We live a vegan lifestyle entirely and avoid any animal products or consumption at all costs. So I went into my brother Joshua's room, and he was watching one of your videos about PETA activists. He was honestly extremely upset when he heard you mention that PETA kills animals and euthanizes people's pets. I don't know where you got that information from, but I promise you that it's entirely wrong. My mother is friends with several PETA activists, and your video has created sort of an outrage with them because they personally have attended protests for PETA, and they know 100% that animals aren't being killed by PETA. You shouldn't believe just anything you read online. Just because someone says something is true doesn't mean it really is. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about this first, right? So you've been raised on a farm and whatnot, you take animal rights really seriously. I'm gonna be real with you, that doesn't mean anything to me. And I know that sounds shitty, but it really doesn't. Like, let's be real. Who isn't an animal rights supporter? Who isn't like, yeah, you shouldn't punch a dog in the face? Or who's like, yeah, you shouldn't grab a chicken up by its neck and slam it on its spine, right? Like, no one is out here arguing, at least from what I can see, no one is out here arguing like, oh yeah, animal rights shouldn't be taken seriously. Nobody should support animals not getting the shit kicked out of them and getting fucked up and whatnot, right? Like, you're taking the popular opinion and pretending like you're some sort of like moral champion for it or something, right? It's like saying you're against cancer. Like, congratulations, you have the fucking popular opinion. Who isn't against cancer? Who isn't against animal abuse, right? You're basically arguing and fighting with this made-up version of whatever you've created in your head, right? That I'm some sort of like anti-animal rights activist or something, I don't know. But that stat, or that fact that I've mentioned rather, is not made up, okay? It's not entirely wrong. And just because your mom is friends with PETA activists or whatever, it doesn't matter. She can be friends with fucking 90 of them, I don't care. Just because they've attended protests doesn't mean that PETA's not responsible for euthanizing thousands of sheltered animals every single year. I mean, you can look it up. Newsweek.com, they did a fact check on it, and they literally provided all the evidence that you need. Like, this has been registered with the state of Virginia, you know? They have killed tens of thousands of animals through euthanasia. You're telling us the state of Virginia is making these facts up that you guys have filed with them? They're just making that up, right? That just isn't true simply because it makes you look bad, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty incredible how that works. I mean, if that's how you can just duck all accountability for anything by just going, oh, la 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 la, those facts don't exist, you know, that just must be really nice being like that naive and that closed-minded. But I guess it sucks that bro was upset about it, you know what I mean? Facts hurt sometimes. The truth isn't always convenient, but the truth is the truth at the end of the day. It is reality. This is the world we live in. You go on to say, like, just because someone says something is true doesn't mean it really is, but yet you'll just blindly believe the members of PETA who are like, oh yeah, we're not euthanizing animals by the fucking thousands. That's pretty crazy mental gymnastics. It's incredible. So now my mother isn't letting my brother watch YouTube unless he's supervised. She doesn't want him watching you at all, so it looks like you lost a potential viewer because you don't fact check. My dad has to hear about it from my mom now all the time because she's upset that animal rights activists are being slandered by you online. You have a responsibility to your audience to know what you are talking about. You have over 1 million subscribers on your YouTube page. You cannot just go around lying about people trying to do the right thing. It would genuinely be nice if you apologized to your audience because I know that other PETA activists might watch you or animal rights activists in general. People should not be discouraged from caring about animals because you're online telling them that they kill animals. I personally recommend you attend an animal rights activist rally near you or to try and organize or join a local event. Even if you don't protest or become vocal, you can show up and help animals on a daily basis at a local vet or animal clinic. My family does it all the time and it's extremely fulfilling. You need to understand what you're talking about more. Don't take the internet's word for everything and expect us to be something we aren't. Thank you for your time, Cynthia. Okay, you know, I don't disagree with like volunteering to help animals and like going down to the animal shelter and taking care of puppies that haven't really found a home or anything. But yet PETA is killing like 80% of the animals it takes in every year through euthanasia, right? How can you really say you're pro-animal life, but yet 4 out of 5 dogs, basically, that go into your shelters end up getting fucking killed? I understand sometimes you can't find homes for animals and like there's families that just simply won't take in some animals, but you're all about the ethical treatment of animals, but 4 out of 5 dogs that go in a PETA shelter are gonna die, right? I personally recommend you and your family kind of take a look at reality. You can support PETA and you can agree with like their message and everything without just blatantly lying about the facts, you know? You don't have to pretend like this organization does no wrong and like they've just actually not done the things that they've done. You can be vocal about things that you're critical of, you know? Like you don't have to fully be on board for something. You don't have to, you know, dedicate 100% of your energy or whatever to something and be like, oh, there's no way that they could do any wrong. And like your family sound like great people, you know, going to these shelters and helping animals. I'm not saying you're bad people, and I'm not even saying that you as PETA activists or whatever are responsible for what the organization does, but to pretend that the organization doesn't do those things is it's disingenuous. Let's just call it what it is. Now, let's also be honest, your mom just sounds like a fucking nightmare to be around. Like, I don't want to come at your mom or whatever, but dude, your brother can't watch YouTube unless he's being like fully supervised now because he saw a video that told the truth about PETA. He's not allowed to come to his own conclusions. He can't have his own opinions about things. That's not healthy. That is not a healthy way to raise a child. If you raise a kid in a household where you're essentially forcing them to believe things and you're basically fueling them with propaganda about things, you're gonna make your kid fucking resent you. You're gonna make your kid not want to be around you, dude. Like if I was raised in a household where my mom was so strict about PETA that she just like ruined my life over it, or like let me stop watching YouTube or having fun or like enjoying my hobbies over it, I would be pissed off and resent her, you know what I mean? And I'm worried that that's what your mom's gonna do. Like, why does your dad have to hear about it? Let's be real. Why does your dad have to hear her bullshit because she's mad about what I have to say? Tell your mom to be fucking mad at me and not her husband. Like, that's just honestly pathetic at the end of the day, dude. Honestly, at this point, I invite you, your mom, whoever in PETA, whatever, to sit down and watch all the videos in which I've covered PETA. Watch them from beginning to end, hear what I have to say, and then come to a conclusion after that. Because it feels like to me that what happened was you saw one video I made, I was pretty critical of PETA, I said some true things that you didn't like, and from there you're just upset about that, you know? And I don't think that that's really a healthy way for you to go about things. I think that that's just a way for you to fuel that internal hatred that you have for people who don't think like you know? In my opinion, that's just pathetic, you know? Like, it just, why are you that upset? It's one person on the internet too. Like, do you really believe that everybody online is going to agree with you? If you think that's the mentality that you should have about stuff when it comes to the internet, you're just asking to be miserable, bro. Like, you're just asking to have trouble in your life, because people online are not always going to agree with you. Not everyone online is going to be like, oh, PETA's a great organization. They only euthanize 80% of the animals they take in. Like, no, not everybody's just going to agree with you simply because that's what you want. That's just embarrassing for you to believe. So anyway, man, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @subtooptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, thank you for watching. And this is Optimus, well, apparently pissing off all of PETA in some area, and signing out.